I'm known as Oktober Sky, but my name is Tyler Cash. I'm originally from California in Modesto in the Valley. It's pretty chill. I moved a lot of places, more like St. Louis, Missouri area. I was down there for a while. Grew up in I think Dexter, Missouri. Traveled several states. Started doing music when I was about 12 years old. It was actually pretty cool. It kept me out of trouble. I was in a lot of trouble during school times. And then I went to foster care for a little bit, so that wasn't the best. But used to write all the time while I was in certain places during foster care, so it kept me out of trouble as well.
Yeah. When you were 12, where were you at when you were 12 and you started writing?
I was in Dexter, Missouri, Starter County.
Yeah. And what prompted it? Have you seen somebody else doing it, or are you?
Nah, I don't know. I like the music, and I just figured I'd try something. I wanted to be different. I always wanted to do something that other people haven't done.
Yeah.
And nobody in my family has really got to the fame or done anything like that. So I wanted to try to be the first one and try to break the cycle. So when I get older, whenever I have kids or little cousins or whatever, I can put them on with the music as well.
Yeah.
Which would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Because and I asked this because I spoke to someone else about this, and when he was younger, he kind of felt like he didn't fit into the number of slots that he saw around him in the streets during that time. There was only certain types of people, let's just say. Could be genres, could be whatever, but if you didn't fit with this crowd, maybe you fit with this crowd, or maybe you fit with that crowd. If you didn't fit with any of them, sometimes you kind of became more introspective,
Yeah.
So I kind of ask, did you ever catch any of that vibe from the people around you? Is there something in music that kind of gelled the two, I guess? Do you know what I'm saying?
Not really, to be honest.
No. It's a kind of a vague question, but I know for myself, I didn't have people that were into writing music around me. So for me to always have a beat in my head was just, at least they didn't call me crazy. You know what I'm saying?
But I always got some melody or something in my head. Nowadays I record them on my phone for voice memos. But yeah, I didn't have a lot of people that did music. I took choir for a while to try to see how that was, but I didn't think I could sing until now, I guess. So
yeah.
That's
a good thing to ask you. How did you find your voice? And in what genre was it originally?
I'm still learning, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm still learning a lot. I try a lot of different voices, but I started off as hip hop rap. Because that was, after I grew up, it was what I got into. Mm-hmm. But when I was younger, I was listening to a lot of rock music because that's what my family would listen to. Mm-hmm. So I just figured after I got older, and in the hip hop and the rap, it sounded the same growing up. And I wanted to change it. So I figured I'd just mix it with rock, hip hop, rap, and then pop, learn to sing, and then mix my skills from rapping to singing, and then make something different, something unique. I always wanted to be different. Everybody out here is just copying other artists or whatnot, thinking that they can come up through that. And there's no point in it. People want to hear different things.
Yeah, they wear people out with it for sure. So you started writing at 12. What were you doing when you say you started writing? Were you writing lyrics, or were you starting to figure out how to sing, or what were you doing?
I started writing poems, to be honest. I was in a bunch of I started writing poems, and then after I got into foster care around 13, 14, I went to group homes, and then I started writing while I was in there. Mm-hmm. So from poems, starting to see if I can turn it into music. And then every time I'd write something, certain homes would take the music away because they didn't like rap. Yeah, so that went, a lot of my songs, it went bye-bye for a while, so yeah.
How did that affect your attitude towards the music? Because I know sometimes when you take something away from a kid, he just wants it more.
Irritated me. It was like a escape from reality from where I was. So I went into reading a lot of books so I can expand my knowledge, I guess. And I guess books let me, escape to reality for a while. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. And I learned a lot of, fantasies. So I bring fantasies into my music videos as well. So that's where I learned that from.
That's cool. Yeah. So you were emulating people that were in books.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I like that. So after a while, it starts to take on more of an embodiment of artistry, I guess, in your mind, not just escape. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you recall when it started to seem more legit or like something that you could actually pursue? Did you always have that in mind?
I used to freestyle a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
people was always telling me, like, between all the homes and I guess experiences and perspectives of people's minds, they would always tell me, hey, you know, you can do this. You need to stop just freestyling and go into a studio. And I just didn't have the connections or availability to do a lot of things because I was controlled a lot in the areas I was in until I finally got out. And then I was like, I'm going to expand and actually try it. And then I went and bought a bunch of equipment. Of course, didn't know how to use it, but I figured it out for the most, how to record, and then I went from there.
Yeah. And you were, before we started recording, you were telling me about somebody that you're working with now. I don't want to fast forward too far, but you, this is somebody that was not around you, correct?
Yeah, yes.
And how did you end up working? Did you do this initially because the people around you weren't too encouraging of music? Were you able to reach out beyond your surroundings to work with other people, or just to be around people that with the similar pursuits?
Well, shout out to Rahul Bakar. He's a great producer, but I found him, like, I was doing rap before, but then I moved to New Orleans and found him on Facebook, actually, as a producer. It was about 1.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And then he was like, yo, you got something. So we started working on music from there. And it was more of like, he's a rock producer. He's worked with several big people, which is actually pretty cool. I was lucky to find him. But yeah, he's actually helping me out with the mix of the rock and the rap together, you know, trying to find myself and create a different genre, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not, I can't imagine actually finding somebody with similar interests, because it's not easy or commonly treaded ground, basically, to mix the two, and then what portion of each are people using, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we've heard rock groups that'll rap about pimping and 40s, and it's like, that's a little confusing to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, It's not registering with me, you know?
Yeah.
So, well, that's all right. Props for that, man. Where would you like to see your music go as far as separate from where it is right now? Because obviously you've found a sound that you're comfortable with, and you found a few people that you're comfortable working with, that you believe in. Are there any kind of distant horizons that you've always been aiming for?
Man, I'm trying to go global. Like, I write music for the most. I mean, not just to help myself, but to help other people.
Yeah.
Like, I'm more on the mental health aspect. I'm more on, hey, if someone can hear my music, it might save a life or help them in general.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to see myself, I guess, more global-wise.
Yeah. So when you sit and write, you're bearing that in mind.
Yeah, a lot of things come to me. It's more emotional-wise, but yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess it goes without saying, but you reach back in your past and think about places you were and how certain situations made you feel, and then put that on paper?
Definitely about my past. And I mean, like I said, I've been to a lot of places. I've met a lot of people that were struggling, so I also thought about their situations as well.
Yeah.
And combining between mine and theirs and all the ideas and emotions that were involved, I put it all in the music.
Yeah. The cats that you're working with right now, for everybody else that hasn't heard you yet, maybe you could kind of, I hate asking people what genre they're in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to pigeonhole you, but maybe you could give them an idea of the music styles that are coming together.
I guess between hip hop, rap, pop, emo rock, it's like a mixture between 3 or 4 different genres, trying to create something new that people aren't used to or heard of.
Yeah.
So I'm not exactly sure what genre to put myself in, and a lot of people are confused on that.
Sure.
Because I guess I get bored and it's like, I want to be different, so I just want to do something different.
Yeah. Have you, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Vic Mensa, but so he came out as a rap artist.
Yeah, I know who that is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he comes to mind because I want to ask you this. So he came out as a rap artist. I can't remember how many albums he put out strictly in that vein, maybe 2, I'm not sure. But at some point he always had this kind of eclectic style, but at some point he puts out an album that's not rap. And I mean, it suits him. It's good music, but he's at that point he has kind of nurtured and culminated a fan base that's not very receptive to that side of him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you think it's better coming up like you are now, where it's just all together? It's not a chunk of this, a chunk of that. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I think it is, because the way I look at it, you can collect different fan bases by doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're doing, say, mixing in with rock, or you're mixing it with rock or rap or whatnot, I mean, if you drop an album, one fan may like one song, but then may not like the other one.
Yeah.
But either way, the fans are gonna like your music because they're different kinds.
Sure.
So that's the way I look at it.
A little bit of each in each album.
Yeah.
Got you. So okay, so you said around 12 you started writing, and then you were in foster care for a few years, but you kept writing even though a lot of times they weren't too happy about it.
Yeah.
And then what's on the other side of that for you? What happens immediately following that situation?
Got into the studio, like I found out I could actually do something after freestyling for so many years, and I was happy for it. And I was just like, I got to keep going. And I mean, I try to help other people. I guess I want people to come up with me, because I can see it, and a lot of people can see it too. But some people just, I guess they didn't have the nerve, or they weren't as hungry as I am towards it. So it sort of shut me down for a while. But just myself, I just kept going.
Yeah. What shut you down? I didn't get that. People that you were bringing around you that didn't share it?
It's what they didn't share it. It was just the fact that I would be like, all right, let's get on a song together, because I knew that they had talent. I'm always looking for people that have talent, and they may not see it themselves, like if they can sing or rap, or like I know a guy that he's a magician, you know, he's pretty cool as fuck. But I'm trying to, like, I don't know, bring a lot of people together so they can actually see what they can actually do.
Yeah.
And they can open their eyes to be like, hey, I can actually do this the same way I did. And I think it'd be pretty cool.
What are some of the successful sides of that? Like where it went right, you know?
Successful. Not a lot, to be honest.
No.
A lot of people just gave up. So they would do a couple songs with me, and then after a while they would go back into the same, I guess, life that they were used to.
Sure. And
it wasn't with me. I always wanted to do something with my life, while other people would sit and expect everything to be handed to them.
Yeah.
So it just wasn't the type of vibe, I guess.
Yeah. So you kind of still waiting for that to happen, but I mean, you're still finding people along the way in your life right now that are sharing your interest and are interested in working as well. So I mean, that's something different from the past. Is it probably makes you feel like you're getting closer.
Yeah, it's been a while, but I'm getting a lot closer than where I was. I've moved a lot. Like I said, I used to live down there, and I figured, I looked up on the internet, and I was like, what states do artists come up? And New Orleans, out of 10, they were top 3. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to grab all my shit. And I brought some friends with me. They're no longer here because I said it's too expensive. But I moved to New Orleans, and it took me a while to get a stepping stone in. But I mean, after I got that, it just kept rolling and rolling. So I was good.
Yeah. That's probably the craziest way I've ever heard anybody say this is why they came to New Orleans.
That's what people look at me.
Said, hey, sounds good. Yeah. That's crazy. Well, it's got to happen for you now. It's destiny. I'm convinced at this point, you know.
That's the way I look at it. Yeah.
Well, that's funny though. But you moved down here, but you're still collabing with people from out of state, right?
Yeah, definitely.
How long have you been in New Orleans?
About 2 years. Yeah.
2 years. And with the people that you've met down here, have you started to work with a few of those?
Opus, Mercury. Yeah, he's a good ass director and video man. He's a good guy too. So I've been working with him to do all my videos and whatnot. And I can see him going a lot farther than what he thinks too. He's a great guy, and he's good at what he does. And then I got a coworker named Raven. I actually threw him in My Demons All Around Me song and video. He screams. Mm-hmm. So I was like, why not, you know? And I had a kid that I met at a little show, because I did some shows when I first got here at some, hookah lounges. Mm-hmm. And I threw him in the song too as well. After I did the song, he hasn't really talked to me since, because he has his own issues. But other than that, I'm still looking for people.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I did see. You got more than one up on YouTube. I saw at least two of your music videos, and they are artistic. I did enjoy them. And that who was that? What was that director's name?
Opus Mercury.
Opus Mercury.
Yeah, he's worked with a lot of mainstream artists.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a good guy. I was lucky to find him as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't think people realize how like it's achievable to make a decent music video without spending a whole lot of money.
Yeah, definitely.
You know? But you gotta be creative. You gotta have an imagination, you know. And I think it really helps. I think a visual representation really helps people kind of relate to your song and understand where you're coming from, because you got your lyrics and how you felt while you were belting those out, but then when you go to do the music video, that's also coming from same subject, different part of your mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's tight. Do you have a full album out right now, or do you just have several singles?
I'm just focusing on singles right now until I guess I can get enough money or somebody picks me up and helps me out.
Yeah.
So I've just been focusing on singles and putting all my work in there. Like with music, I take it as art. So I'm not the type to, I guess, drop half-ass shit, because I know a lot of artists out there, they'll do a few songs, mix it down, and just drop it for the hell of it.
Yeah.
And it's just me, I don't care how long it takes. If I'm not happy with the song, I'm not going to drop it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I got to make sure it's at least fucking 90% perfect in my eyes, and hopefully others would understand it as well. That's the way I look at it.
Kudos to you if you ever feel like any of your stuff's ever finished, because I know
it's hard.
Yeah, when I'm writing music, I'll leave it for a year and then I'll go back and I'll be like, let's switch this up. Like I never feel like it's done. You know what I mean? So it takes balls to put it out.
There's a breaking point where you have to be like, okay, I got to stop changing so much. So you actually have to drop it, because you can change it so much, and then what you originally started with, it's not going to be the way that you imagined it being.
Yeah, so you poisoned it some kind of a way, you morphed it into something totally different. That's funny. Is there anything that you wish you could go back and do before you made it to this point? Do you feel like any of it happened too fast?
To be honest, no. And that brings up the point of a song I'm writing right now, but no, I wouldn't go back in time. Not at all.
No?
No. I wouldn't be where I'm at right now if I were to change something.
Yeah, for sure. Do you feel like your move to New Orleans was in the right direction, as far as, because I mean, you've made some contacts since you've been here, you know. Do you feel like it was, like, you were as sure as the day you left?
Yeah, if anything, more sure. Because,
really?
Yeah, when I was in St. Louis, it was just like the rap and stuff. It was fun. I learned a lot, but it just wasn't me.
Yeah.
Like all about the females, money, drugs, guns. I mean, it didn't fit me.
Yeah.
So when I came down here and I started just focusing on myself and not having certain people around me that was doing that, I mean, it's like, all right, I can just be myself and create something new. So, I mean, I was happy to come down here. And then some people saw my vision and they were, I guess, trying to help me create it. It's pretty cool.
Is that a first for you, being in an environment that feel like suits you?
Yeah,
more?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, that's got to be a relief, huh?
Yeah. But it's definitely a first.
You said when you first got here, you did some shows.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
It was pretty cool. I mean, they were little small shows, but I mean, it did get me out there a little bit for the area, because like I just moved here.
Yeah.
And I guess they were rap shows, but I was the type, I was like, screw it, I'll do a rap song and then I'm gonna do my rock song and see how they like it. Some people got up and left. I didn't care. You know, I was just gonna be myself. Some people respected me because they knew I didn't care. Yeah. So I thought it was pretty cool. But I don't know, I just gotta find like the right people and I guess the right crowd to do my kind of music in, which is gonna be hard because people aren't used to my type of music. So I just gotta keep going and hopefully their ears get used to it.
Sure. Are there markets that you are aware of where that is more commonplace or more widely accepted?
Not right now, no.
No?
No, I don't know any. I'm still learning.
Well, I mean, what are you going to learn from if it doesn't exist yet? You just got to pull it out of thin air.
Yeah, true. Pull it out and hopefully somebody catches on.
Yeah. I think like the crossover appeal has been a word that's or phrase that's been thrown out constantly, and it's viewed as a positive thing, but it's not embraced initially as a positive thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if people they don't, it's like they're sticking themselves too far out there to like something that's outside of their, I guess, chosen genre or subgenre or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like people are starting to get more accepting. I'm starting to see more like small festivals where they'll have different genres of music. Maybe they only got 2 stages, I don't know. But they'll have different genres of music throughout the course of that day that obviously are glaringly opposite of each other, but it's okay.
Yeah, it is. A lot of people, I guess, hopefully that they're becoming more open-minded to certain things, and they're realizing, because a lot of music, it started off with a different genre. And they're all, like, a lot of music's combined. Certain artists pick up, say, if they're a rapper, they listen to a rock artist. They're picking up elements from that rock song to mix into the rap, and a lot of people don't understand that.
Yeah.
But if they actually listened to it and understood it, they would be able to realize, hey, you know, I can actually like this kind of music.
Yeah.
But, I mean, being closed-minded, that's a hard thing for people to, I guess, understand what they are.
Yeah, you could pick up so much from somebody else, regardless of their genre, like their stage presence or how they present themselves, their intonation, what the hell's that word? When their cadence.
Yeah.
Like all these different things, you know, and it doesn't matter what genre you're talking about. So, okay, check this out. This is a crazy question. So, like, if you were gonna paint a picture that that you liked, and instead of paints, you were using groups, musical groups.
Okay.
I want to get an idea of where you're at all over the map, but I want to know which points. You know what I'm saying?
All right. More like Wiz Khalifa. From there, going to Fall Out Boy, going to Bon Jovi, going to Marilyn Manson. Juice WRLD is one of my favorites. Rip him. But Kid Rock, AC/DC, My Chemical Romance, Bad Wolves. I don't know. It's going all the way to EDM to like Marshmello. You know, just, I don't know. I've listened to a lot of different music, and I try to pick up a lot of elements just to create, I guess, what I do today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot, dude. That was fun. I dig it though. That's awesome. And you feel like you're able to put a little bit of each one of those in every song that you make?
Definitely, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, I feel like I can.
That's a lot, dude.
I mean, it creates something new. I mean,
for sure.
Nowadays, a lot of artists, they're starting to sound the same. That's why I particularly don't use auto-tune anymore either.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Bless you.
Like I did to start with, and then people were like, dude, you sound like Juice WRLD. So then I took the song off the internet, and I'm going to redo it my way. But yeah, don't use auto-tune that much at all, to be honest.
Yeah. I can't vouch for that at all. It kind of pissed me off. Before we started recording, I was talking about my love for hip-hop and how it kind of faded over time, and it was for things like that. The things that you mentioned earlier, too, with the subject matter always being like oppressive guns, drugs, and all this other stuff that's just like the seedier side of life, 24/7 in your ears, has got to rub off the wrong way.
Exactly.
You know? And the auto-tune and all that other crap, it's not what it was, and I never expected something to remain the same just for my taste. Throughout the course of my life, I understand that we all progress and change, but at the same time, it's disheartening to see certain elements disappear, like just a little bit of positivity, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to beat the shit out of everybody on your album, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's not cool to me, you know? Do you, in your song lyrics, and we kind of touched on this a bit, you were talking about how you kind of revisit times in your past, and you also visit the experiences that you've shared with other people, kind of like what they're going through, I guess their perception of it. And I guess what I'm asking is, do you feel like once that process is over, once that song is written, do you feel at rest? Do you feel like it sits better with you after the fact? Does it bring you any kind of peace?
Yes. Yes, definitely. Usually while I'm writing certain songs like that, during the writing phase, I'm usually in a, I guess, depressive mode for a while.
Sure.
And then once I finally release it and like, I don't know, I just feel a lot better. I
Yeah.
feel like I actually got it out there, and it's easier for me to write my emotions down and turn it into a song than to try to express it, I guess, verbally,
Yeah.
like to other people. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not good at that.
I'm not
I feel
either.
your pain. Trust me, I'm not good at that. And I'll tell people I don't like people in general, which is ironic because I'll go out and interview them, but we're here for a common love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I would venture to say that most musicians would second that notion, that they feel at peace or they feel better about something after they address it through their music. Do you feel as though the people, or maybe you know so already, do you feel as though the people that listen to your music walk away with that same sentiment?
I would hope so. I mean, I'm making music that's relatable to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And hopefully, I don't know, I know artists are usually misunderstood a lot. So
Absolutely.
that's another reason why I told everybody with every song I'm doing, I'm going to do a music video.
Yeah.
Because I want them to see the emotions behind every song that I do.
Yeah.
And I want them to see like who I am as an artist and who I am as a person.
Yeah.
So that's the way I look at it. I mean, hopefully that they feel relieved after they hear it. Some people might not understand the reasonings behind it, but I mean, that's for them to learn.
I think you and I were talking about it before we started recording. We were both kind of talking about rock music in our family as a child, like in our household, what they were listening to as a child. At what point for you did it change from the rock music of the previous generation to the rap music of your generation? You gotta think back for a minute, huh?
Yeah, think a little bit back. I guess after I changed my surroundings, because I went to foster care, I went to several different homes and other places, but changing my surroundings brought a lot of rap and other genres of music into life, and I started picking up on that, and it was just, I guess, the people I was around was listening to, and I was like, all right, I've never heard of this dude, I've never heard of this song, you know, and I just started listening to a lot of rap, so I quit listening to rock for a while. But I don't know, I used to listen to everything.
Well, yeah, because the rock music stuck with you.
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah,
It's still
definitely
something
did.
that you appreciate to
Like,
this
I
day.
always just shaking, bobbing my head, I don't know, going crazy when I heard certain rock songs.
Yeah,
So, I mean, it was cool.
yeah. And I guess that answers it. You were still fairly young when that happened, when you kind of switched over. Is there a point in your life later on where you feel like you switched back? I mean, I know you said that you made an effort to separate yourself from some of those elements at a certain time in your life.
Switchback. I switched back probably when I was about 23, 22.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I started, I don't know, looking up on YouTube, and I found some rock beats that I actually was like, yo, I can put my emotions in these.
Yeah.
So I just started, like I said, I was using my rap elements and mixing it in with rock, and I was like, yo, I'm just going to do that way. So that's what I started doing.
Yeah. Do you feel like one suited you more than the other for expressing yourself?
Rock music did, for expressing myself, definitely.
Why is that?
Just the layouts of the instrumentals, the songs itself. I don't know, I could feel more emotion that would come out of me singing wise than what I would do rap. And then mixing the rap into it, I mean, it just brought out a whole different me.
Yeah. Huh. And it's still, to this day, that's what it feels like?
Yeah.
So would you say that the music that you're writing now has a little more of a rock overtone than any other genre?
Definitely.
Yeah. And that's where you're comfortable?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. And the producers, because you're working with more than one right now, you said,
I'm
right?
just working with one.
Just one?
Yeah.
Okay. Is he kind of, is that what he's putting out for you to check out and work with? Does that mean?
Yeah, he's putting out more rock for me to work with. But again, I mean, just me being myself, I tend to still bring out the rap elements.
Yeah.
And then people can tell, they're like, hey, I can hear the rock, but I can also hear the rap, but I can also hear the pop into it too. So
what are the rap elements that you're putting into rock songs? Like what are you taking and putting in there?
more of like the flows, melody wise. I add a lot of melodies into my music. The speed. I guess that's about it.
Yeah.
I'm still learning, so yeah. So I still like with my verses I'll rap them, but with my choruses I'll sing them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm assuming like you've went out and searched to try to find somebody comparable, somebody that was doing something similar.
Yeah, I've searched a lot. Yeah.
And then this is something. It's no go. You can't.
I mean, there are a few artists, I guess they're more pop, I guess, but not exactly similar to me.
Yeah.
And they use a lot of, I can't say a lot, but they use auto-tune too. So I mean, it's if I can find someone that'd be similar to me, like I'm not trying to diss on auto-tune, but if you can perfect your voice, why not use the voice that you perfected? Then it throws so much shit onto it to cover it up.
Yeah.
Like learn how to use your voice, learn how to hit them notes, which I'm still working on. But I mean, learn how to do all that before you want to throw all these other effects on there.
Yeah.
Like I guess if I ever use auto-tune again, use it as an effect the way it's intended to use and not just use it as a scapegoat for cover up my voice.
Cover up, yeah. Your, I guess, band structure, if you want to call it that, your ideal band structure, is it just a producer and you as a lyricist, or are there other areas you would like to explore?
It's just my producer and me right now, but I'm trying to build a band. It's taking a minute, I guess. I've tried around the areas, it's just some people weren't as serious as I was.
Yeah.
And I know that for me to do shows, I have to originally like have a band. And I have a few people that said, hey, I can go on tour with them, but I still need to get a band first. So that was one of my, I don't know, long-term goals. Like a goal I'm working on now is to get some people that are as hungry as I am that could, I don't know, jump on stage with me.
Yeah.
And actually play the instruments. I don't know how to play instruments worth of shit.
Right,
I've tried. But I mean, if there's a few people out there that can, and I don't know, they see within the music, it actually doing something, that'd be awesome if they can, I don't know, make a band with me or something. That'd be cool.
So build it out for me. What do you want to see? Who do you want to see with you? Bassist, guitar?
Yeah,
something?
well, basically like a lead guitar, a drummer, a bassist, a keyboard player. Just, I don't know, I like pianos. I like all that shit in it. It's pretty cool. I mean, sometimes even if I wanted to find someone that knows how to play a violin, I can add that into there as well. Just whatever I can bring to the table, or they can bring to the table, I should say.
Sure. Yeah. And as far as not physically where you're trying to go with the music, but I guess mentally where you're trying to go with the music, do you feel like that has any effect on it? Do you feel like just being one person by yourself isn't going to give you as far as a reach as one person by yourself with a producer? And then stack on top of that these different people. Do you feel like it kind of broadens your reach? Do you feel like it might help in those efforts?
I think it would help. I mean, as of right now, I guess I'm basically a solo artist with a producer, which, I mean, money-wise and everything on top of it's sort of hard. And getting your name out there is harder. But if you have more of like a band, which is also considered a family,
yeah,
that right there would help out a lot. I mean, just for positive influences, just for anything really.
Sure.
Just to, I guess, get on stage with people that, that genuinely love the music that everybody's making together. And it'd be great, just the smiles, people having fun, shaking their heads, bobbing that shit out, whatever they got to do. That'd be awesome.
I think it helps people relate to a band, because if you think about it, when upon first sight with a band, you're trying to identify where are they coming from, like what general direction, is it like we talked about rock, rap, country, whatever, and so I mean, if you've got like 5 dudes, you could see how those 5 dudes dress. If you got 5 dudes, you could see what are they playing, If he's playing the ukulele, then this is some kind of different party, you know what I'm saying? So like you just try to figure out through these indicators, and I think it gives people more to relate to, because there's a better chance of somebody that they relate to, that I relate to the bassist, or I relate to the drummer, whatever.
Yeah.
So I guess I could see that happening, man. Tell people where they can find what you have out right now.
Oh, well, I guess I'm on all social media basically. All my videos are on YouTube underneath Oktober Sky. It's OKTOBERSKY. It's gonna be a little hard to find because of the movie Oktober Sky. I didn't realize that until somebody brought it to my attention as a movie, and then I started looking it up. And I'm like, damn, it's hard to find my name, even with it being spelt different. It's still hard.
Yeah.
But Instagram is Oktober Sky, OKTOBERSKY, and 999. And Facebook's just Oktober Sky as well. And TikTok is Oktober Sky 999. So yeah.
All right, man. I appreciate your time.
I appreciate you.
Thank you, man.
No problem.